Oh my God. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Sofa Chat. Oh my goodness. Can y'all believe it? Like we really diving in this season. So, I have to let out, and let you guys know housekeeping rules, which is, everything that we share on Sofa Chat is solely the opinion and the lived experience of the individual. Sofa Chat does not endorse any company, any organization, or any product. But we're like we let y'all know all the time. Please share, share, share. Because if there's a company out there that wanna, you know, shed the wealth and support and donate, we always welcome to. Like, we catch it. All the time, all the time. We got y'all. We got y'all. So we have another jam-packed show. Whew, I'm so excited. So first and foremost, I always let y'all know what's going on and where I'm gonna be at, right? And we coming up on it. So we have the homeless walk, which is the walk away homeless. I don't know about y'all, but I'm hoping you are, because this is where I'm gonna be on May 14th. I'm gonna be at Morningside Park at the entrance by 110th and Manhattan Avenue. I'm gonna be walking away homeless. And we've already shared it on our page, and we will continue to share it on our page. Now, we told y'all last week we had some really juicy stuff that we want to share with y'all, right? And we couldn't share because the ink wasn't dry yet, and we've already gotten confirmation that the ink is dry, and we can start sharing some of the good stuff. So, I don't know about you guys, but this beautiful woman right here. Yeah, that's me, that's me, that's me. If you have not seen her yet on the New York City subways, I'm going to have you challenged right now. I want everybody to accept this challenge, that when you see this image and when you see this beautiful person on the train, I want you to take a selfie, even if it's just a poster. And you're going to email it to Sofa Chat. That's SOFA, like above, chat, CHAT02 at gmail.com. Let me see how many people get out there and actually find me on these New York City subways. But you can also, because it gets juicier, if you find me on the TV commercials, Logo, Oxygen, I want you to record it really quick and send that to us, because we have a nice little raffle coming up where we're going to be raffling away to those individuals that have submitted. Now, every week, we're going to let you know how many people have already entered in the raffle. Won't tell you who they are. We'll keep that private. But we will definitely let you know how many people are already entered in the raffle. All right. So, oof. Babe, do you have anything else you want to share with our viewers? Because, my husband is the man behind the camera making sure we look oh so fabulous every week. That's my husband, my co-producer. Baby, you good back there, babe?
Absolutely. I'm just excited. I'm just waiting. I want to say what I want to say later. I can wait. I can wait.
All right, y'all. So, like I said, we have a jam-packed show this week. We do have a snack of the week, but it's a simple little snack, so we'll get to it a little later, okay? Now, baby, you ready? Because I think the viewers, it's time for them to see what's going on. Now, before my husband hits that share button, right? We have an amazing show going on today, and our special guest is none other than Miss Tina Thompson. Because this week we're talking about successful female entrepreneurs. So without further ado, we're gonna give you a clip of something she's been doing, and you guys gotta get some tickets to these shows. We'll let you know how in a few minutes. Go ahead, babe.
Well, I have more head pieces. Sometimes I think my head might wobble and bobble. They have me in such gorgeous costumes. And these are the roses that Carmen de Lavalade bought me from last night's show. Now, Frida should be arriving this evening in my new club, Josephine's Cot, where all of my iconic friends and pioneers will be performing tonight. We have Ella Fitzgerald, Harry Belafonte, Duke Ellington, and of course, me! The first Black American superstar. I know that you saw this Beyonce that I love so much. She is beautiful. Why, I would say she is quite flashy. But I do remember a time that Josephine began all of this. I was a very young girl. I used to walk the streets of Cannes, begging for dimes and nickels. I did not always know where I would be. I never fully understood my journey. But then again, I am Josephine! You know what I mean.
Well, I know a change will come. Oh, yes, it will. Lost your love very small. I know your songs on wine. Turkey, love. Like a natural woman. I was a victim of McCarthyism. I was considered too left. I was a communist fellow traveler, and the FBI hounded me. And so was that. A lot of people sought to distance themselves somewhat because I was too threatening. Never would I accept the world condition as I had experienced it, that I myself would use every platform and every moment that I had.
And last point, I want to say to you, I'm like Josephine, that's why I chose to do her story. I've performed for years, contemporary works, guys, y'all know. But this right here touches a woman of color to see my audience. I don't see color until color sees me. I've always been like this. So I want to say when I see all of these beautiful faces of difference, it makes me know that I'm doing something right. Yeah. I thank you guys again. And please continue to support Josephine Cotton. I have so much more for you that you need to see today. Duke Ellington, Cab Calloway, Little Richard, they're all coming. Thank you.
So, of course, without further ado, Miss Tina Thompson.
Hello, beautiful Princess Leilani. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, and you? How are you? How are you? Looking fabulous as always, of course, of course.
Oh, and likewise. I love the braids.
I knew. Oh, thank you. I actually got my hair locked.
Okay, I like it.
Everybody's been like, they look nice braids, and I'm like, I got them locked. You know, I really hooked them up this time, so a little something different.
Yes.
You know, I had to. I definitely knew I was coming on camera with Miss Tina, and you know, I had to make sure I looked the part, of course.
Well, you are. I'm in like the same like company of fabulousness because you are fabulous.
Thank you. So first and foremost, thank you for, you know, taking on the invitation of being part of Sofa Chat, you know, and joining us. I'm so thankful. For those viewers that don't know, just a little quick history, like me and Miss Tina met some time back. Wow. Well, some time back. We've worked together on a lot of different things, right? Now, I'm gonna spit to y'all some of Miss Tina's accomplishments because you know I was excited to bring her on camera before I did all of this. So just a little something off of her resume, a little spit something. So Miss Tina Thompson is the Miss Fitness USA and Miss Fitness Pro, Dance Fitness Pioneer, World Choreographer, Ambassador, Pro Competitor, 2006 Miss Fitness USA First Runner-Up, Miss Fitness Virginia 2005 OCB, 2008 Miss NPC Fitness Champion, the producer of Beauty and the Spirit of Podcast, Josephine's Cotton Broadway Review, and if y'all didn't know, she made history by being one of the first of 4 judges to sit on the judges panel for the New York Transgender Bodybuilding Federation Pro Competition. So she has an extensive resume, and I could think of no one other than Miss Tina Thompson to invite on our show to not just share with you guys like her knowledge, but also, you know, embodying exactly what it is to be a successful female entrepreneur. I just gave you guys a glimpse of what she's done. You understand? So for her to be part of the show and be a guest, I'm so extremely honored. So without further ado, I have my first question because I gotta dive in.
Before you get to that further ado, I am in an area where my office is, and long story short, where I hold a lot of different accomplishments. But I take pride in a very special award.
Oh.
This is the award that I was given for the New York Transgender Federation event and their first bodybuilding championship that they had over on 2nd Avenue near. But long story short, I take pride in this award. and this token of love. And I have it right to my left. Is a whole bunch of stuff in here with Miss Fitness Awards and everything. This sits right with it.
Oh, thank you so much. And that award was given to the judges that sat on the panel and that have been, participating with us throughout the first and many of our competitions,
Yes.
and it's a torch, and it symbolizes an endless flame that continues to burn. And it's just how we feel about our relationship with our judges and all of those that participate at the competition. It's an endless flame, something that continues to go on in others, so thank you so much. We're so honored.
But I'm honored. But I just want to say that I am very proud and honored as well to be chosen. And the reason I use that word chosen is because in today's world, people take people for granted. Meaning that anything that is shown as a token of appreciation or acknowledgement is nothing small. If someone asks you to do something, it doesn't have to be a big name in order for you to say, it shows a lot about your character. And the first thing that captured me in our first initial meeting of each other was your heart. And I'll never forget, your heart speaks before your presence. So I said, out of my time, I will always make for people like Leilani.
Thank you. Ooh. Mind you, I'm in here. I'm trying to keep it all in. So I typically let the guests that come on the show give a little bit about themselves, right?
Yes.
But I just have a few targeted questions to ask because I know they'll lead me off of a lot of where I want us to go, especially for our viewers to be able to, just get a little bit more of, who you are and what you have to offer, and just the gifts that you give every time you're in, not just in someone's presence, but of course because of COVID, we've had to go virtual on a lot of the platforms. So even virtually, your connection and your energy is so amazing. So I want to take it to, where does your passion with dance and theater come from?
Wow. That question is always each time it's asked. The way you proposed it, I can feel that. I always like to start with the person who created me. And that's my mother. Of course, the creator himself. None of us can be here without him. So he gets over all. But I always believe that the mother is the rock of the household. Meaning what I see and I watched her emulate is what I would ultimately become. So she wasn't a dancer. She's not a dancer. And she had no arts background. And my father was a football player and a veteran. But they brought me up knowing to be true to myself. And that's what any type of parent should do. So I knew what I wanted to do at an early age. I was always dancing and singing and performing and creating. And they didn't stop me. They let me. So I knew when I was a very young age that I was meant for the stage. So although I'm academically inclined, there's always something in me that says, you know what, you can do this for bread and butter, but you have to have your soul on that stage or you will not be alive.
That's awesome. So touching on, just a little glimpse of what we saw. What in Josephine Baker really drew you in? Because I know there's something that drew you into her. So what in Miss Josephine Baker has drawn this creativity that we've been able to see? Because this was just a glimpse. And just before she answers, just so you guys know, my husband and I have had the honor, we took my mom to actually go see it at one of the venues, you know. And when I tell you, you literally, no matter where it's performed at, you will sit in that audience and be transported to exactly where the journey needs you to go.
Yes.
So what is it? What is it? Ooh.
Well, that's an excellent question. I've been asked something similar for different interviews and marketing things, but long story short, I've never been asked that question so far in a different way, but not like you. What triggered me, Leilani, is I wanted people to know that Josephine, what I found in Josephine was similar to myself. I found a lot of similarities in her that I see in myself, meaning that her life was translated as this amazing performer, glitz and glamour, fabulosity, over the top, all of it. But a lot of people don't know that Josephine Baker gave a lot to a lot of people. She gave and she gave and she gave. And you'll get to the show, which you always supported, but I don't want to give them too much, but there's a part in the show where I really go into what Josephine lost and how many people left her when she lost it. And how you see the true colors of people's faces when you're doing what they want you to do, and when you can't do when you're not able to be that person that they can take from or use, then you see a whole nother side of them, because you're not Josephine Baker anymore. You don't have all of the luxury, and you're losing your home and you're going through all of this. So now all those people she gave money and she helped out and she put them on the stage and she promoted them, they are nowhere to be seen once they got what they needed. And Josephine's heart is what captured me, because I have a lot of that in myself. And I thank you for that, Leilani, because trust me, you know, she's a diva. Okay, but at the end of the day, people use divas. And it's because they see that we are strong, and I'm speaking to you as well because you are one of them. They see that we are strong, and I call it a dedicated individual with vivacious attitude. That is a diva. And without my vivacious attitude, which gravitates people and pulls them in, because I pulled in a lot of people when they were in dark places. And they range from companies like The Lion King, Alvin Ailey, all over the place. Producers, fashion designers. I mean, very iconic people I've worked with. And a lot of them have come from my fitness and dance companies. And quiet as kept. You know, I send my love to them, but you don't see them. And a lot of things I do, I would love for them to support because we helped them at one time, but you have not seen them come out to a show. So my thing is, will they stop my magnificence? No. But you learn a lot along the way, like Josephine Baker. So her story needed to be told, and it will continue to be told on my end.
Wow. So before I get to my next question, you trigger me to want to ask you, because you point out something that is for me is very obvious, right? You say that a lot of what you see in Josephine, you also see in yourself, right? And your journey. So do you feel that history is constantly repeating itself?
I would say history repeats itself, but the lane and the pathway that it takes is different. Meaning, I can get downtown Brooklyn onto 34th Street several different ways, but the location is still the same. So if you said we're meeting at Madison Square Garden, you could get driven. You might even take a motorcycle. You could take the ferry. You could take the path. Anyway, but either way, I said to you to meet me in front of Madison Square Garden, and the location is Madison Square Garden. So you have this ideal of who you want to portray, and they show up in your life sometimes. in a way that you relate to them, which is unexplainable. But there comes a time where nothing can stop you where your journey is going to take you. No one can stop your destination. No one, no matter how you get there. It might take you a little longer, but they cannot stop it. And the same thing happened to Josephine. They doubted her, and a lot of people, they were amused and they didn't take her seriously. And she wound up being one of the top Black American superstars that set the stage for all these girls you see today.
So with all of that, right? Your entertainment background, as far as like, you know, your passion in dance and Josephine Baker, taking it a whole different spin now. How did you also get into fitness? And how did your fitness journey begin? Because you see, what I didn't show the viewers, and I'm gonna definitely influence them to not only ask questions, but also definitely Google, you know, Miss Tina Thompson, because the resume is endless. And I don't think we have enough time for that. And I'm not doing it, and I'm not saying it on a kind of showboat kind of thing. I'm saying it because, you know, it's so unfortunate that nowadays there's very few women of that are actually doing something, you know, especially women of color. So to be able to say that her resume is endless is showing her accomplishments and things that she's given back to others. So back to my question, how does fitness play a role in this and getting into competing?
Wow. You know, fitness really changed my life. I see up here, they're saying there's an echo, so I hope I'm not. They said, I don't know what that is, but I'm not too close to my phone. Let me check something, Leilani. I'm sorry.
Sure. So while Miss Tina checks, you know, something that she got to check to see if there's, make sure we don't have an echo. I'm gonna encourage you guys, you know, to definitely send in your questions, anything that you'd like to know, even if anything that you'd like to know that I've shared, you know, especially regarding, you know, this photo. Looks like she's ready. I think she's ready.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Is that better?
I hope that's better for
I think it is a little.
On our end, I hear you. Perfect.
Okay, good. Well, as I was saying to your question, Leilani, I just see a lot of myself in people like Josephine. You know, their stories live on in us.
Now, how about, you know, how does fitness play, you know, and competing in fitness play a role in all of that? Like, how did that become? Because it's like you've married them both, you know, and some people haven't. So how did that happen?
Wow, that's an excellent question. Well, thank you for that, because I think, Leilani, that over time, I'm just trying to modify some things. I think over time, Leilani, as I always say, as me and you know, with the kids, it will be legendary as we are up here. But one day it will be historic. And I hope to see that I hope that I live to see it, to be honest with you, Leilani. Because a lot of people, they don't know that I have married fitness and dance for a long time before a lot of people started, you get it, jumping on that bandwagon. And the way I married it was through the health clubs. You know, people will come to my class religiously. And when I say religiously, trust me, it was a lot of them laughed and we used to talk about it, but a lot of people, my class was a religion to them. It was like they would never miss it. I had stalkers. Honey, I had people show up to the class like hours before I was ready to teach. And this is history, because I have witnesses that say yes. If they said that they didn't do it, they're lying. So thank goodness those people are living. And a lot of those kids are in the iconic houses, as we know, but they know that the children will be waiting for mother. And my heart would be filled, because I am nothing without people. Without people's love, you are nothing. And that is very important. But you have to remember, when people give you love, you have a responsibility to give it back. And I think I last so long is because no matter how many people do wrong by me, I'm still blessed because I give so much. So no weapon formed against me will ever prosper, because the legs that I stand on and the people that I've helped, it's not always seen. And that's why I encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. Keep giving, because I know that heart that I met the first day I met you. And that heart is what it just, I just was like, oh my God. And it was like, it's nothing, she would ask me that I couldn't do. So I remember that. The heart is a very, very precious thing. So before I'm segueing into the side, I know about your question, but the way it merged it was somewhat by universal accident. But to this day, I realized it wasn't an accident, because when I got into the competition, the first competition, I won. And I'll never forget that. So I was like, wow. They sent me an invite. I said, okay, what is this? Because I'm a professional dancer. I don't know about this. And they sent it to me. I came, I performed, and I placed, and I won. And then in the second competition, I won second place. And then it went from there. And then I merged dance into my classes. They said at the health club, people should not be doing beats and batus and ensembles and glissades and cabrioles and arabesque. They're not. I had aerobics and coordinators tell me, Leilani, that the people are not that advanced, and I should not be trying that with members. And to this day, I'm laughing my back out, because I'm like, wow, the health club is constantly trying to have dance classes meet the caliber of the dance world. Mm-hmm. And Pilates and all of it. So yes, I consider myself a pioneer, but I entered the fitness field and married them with people who always had a dance spirit at the health club, but they didn't believe in themselves because of the prejudices that we face every day. The size, the color, you're too old, you need to stop. They doubted themselves. And when I put them on stage, after whipping them into shape, they defied all the obstacles that people said about them. So that's how I started. It was simply by accident, but it really wasn't.
And how was it? Because, it's funny. A lot of the conversations, what our viewers don't know is a lot of the times, like, I have a slew of questions that I'll write down. And, the conversation always takes me in so many different directions. But you said something that resonated in me. And I want to keep it away from me at the moment. And I want to, take it towards you and ask you, how have you, if you have in any way, how have you dealt with, as you said, you got an invitation to be a part of something and happen to not just place, but actually win. So I'm sure there's individuals that have actually participated within those competitions that aren't just solely, a dancer, that are actually, coming back year after year after year and placing but not winning,
Right.
And it's unfortunate, and I don't want to steer on that negative, but it's unfortunate that happens, and sometimes it takes time for individuals to process those feelings. But how have you dealt with any of that possible, so to speak, like negative attention from that, if you have experienced anything negative?
Completely. And before she answers that,
well, hold on, my husband wants
and before she answers that, yeah, I want to piggyback, because I've been sitting here, and to me, also, for Tina to be a woman of color doing this at a time, where they wanted to pretty much silence women of color, the energy, the power is too much, so that's, I want to, during that time, accomplishing all of this, you know, because that is historical in itself.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
You know,
Yes, that's it. Wow. No, I received that. And you know what I commend you to, because my husband does the same thing. He is your husband is amazing, and the two of you make an amazing couple. And you know, a lot of people don't know. I'm not digressing, Sebastian King Sebastian. I'm getting to that. Trust me, that was a good one, and I'm going to dig into that. Actually, I'm going to have breakfast with that. Okay, tomorrow. Um, y'all piggyback, y'all just support each other so well. And I think that's another thing that people, this is where I'm going. Watch how Mr. Thompson ties it in, honey. Watch how I come and bring it home. Is that a lot of people, they get jealous of the attention that you get because you are favored to have the support, the blessings that you have. And I always wish that people know that to have a supportive spouse or partner is not an easy feat. You go through your ups, you go through your downs, and trust me, it takes a power couple to stay together through the winds and the torrents of the world. So if everybody wants what you have, you tell them to sit in your shoes just for a few minutes, and then they could have everything that you have. Because when you're with someone and for as long as you guys have been together, and like myself, your spouse becomes your partner in the heart, and they become your partner in life. And my husband has a professional career himself. He's extremely educated and professional and busy like Sebastian. But my point is this. He does my lights. He has been a production manager. He's right now, he's actually in my show. So because he has a degree in accounting and different things, but he has also a certificate from Harlem School of the Arts, where he graduated with voice, and he's a background in the arts. So why not put my husband in use? Why not let the world see how magnificent my husband is? So off of that, I just celebrate couples that, you know, people always want to be like you or have what you have, but they never want to do the damn work to that you put in. And that's why I'm segueing into that. Meaning that those people who did not place high, guess what? I worked my ass off. So when you lose, you don't even look at it as a loss. You just say, I'm coming back bigger, better, and stronger. And that's what I did every time. So I didn't even look at myself as a loser. Anytime I get on the stage, I never think about losing. So I know, like the same thing when people are like, oh, you know, black women and black people are finally going to Broadway. Now watch this, Sebastian. I'm coming here too. They're going to Broadway. Guess what? I've been at this for close to 20-something years. So just because you see one black woman on Broadway doesn't mean that it's not other ones who have been doing the work. So my turn is going to come. I don't need to be in their circles, and I don't need to kiss their ass to get where I'm going, because I'm going to go regardless. And I think that's what a lot of people fear, is that they know when that door opens, they are trying so hard, Lilani. I don't know why I'm going to you. I just don't know. You know, Miss Tina. But they cannot close the door that God has opened for you. They will put some strings and some cans and some bricks in your pathway so a doll could trip. But listen, a doll will do a cartwheel and a tuck roll into a contraction, and she will get right back up because she's not going anywhere. Because she's going to get her destiny what God says she's going to get. So I advise you do the same. You keep doing what you're doing and stay focused. That was my main concern. Focus is big on my end. If you lose focus, even as my friend, you cannot be in my life.
Yeah. So, now
I giving her snaps.
So so listen. If y'all haven't already noticed with Miss Tina, she gives you a whole like full course meal when you have your conversations, and that's me being a little funny, but ideally that's what it is. You have like a full course conversation with her because she takes you in so many different directions. So where did you, I don't know, what sparked your interest, I would say, in wanting to be a judge for the New York Transgender Bodybuilding Federation?
Well, I'm going to be honest.
We invited, just so y'all know, she was invited, like we definitely, sat down and spoke with Miss Tina and asked her, listen, if we'd love for you to be a part of the competition. And
Yes.
especially like with her background, why not? And my husband and I, being the tag team that we are, we definitely had a great conversation, and it was kind of one of those unanimous, like, are we really having this conversation? Like, duh. But now it's like, will she accept the invitation? So what made you, decide to accept the invitation?
Well, Leilani, this is the thing. I'm a very complex individual. And here I go. I said I'm gonna do an hour up here, and then I got stuff to get to. But long story short, I'm gonna go straight to the bullseye. Is that okay with you?
Go ahead.
This is the bullseye. I'm gonna say it again. I'm a very complex individual. Notice I didn't say complex woman, complex man, complex individual, because that's what I am first. I'm human. So I say that because you could be, and I mean this, unless it's some money for my dance company or my production, or you're going to say, let's go to Broadway tomorrow, Miss Thompson, I got the cash. I'll be like, come on, let's go. But if it's Jennifer Lopez, I like Jennifer Lopez, but let me just keep the name out. I don't care. Sometimes having a lot of money or prestige doesn't move me. I think that's why I make a great friend. That's why when people lose me as a friend, I go, bye, Felicia, because I know that I'm an excellent friend. So God didn't want you in my life. So I'm fine with it. When I have to cut you off, trust me, you'll cut. But I just think that I pick and choose. It has to be right with my spirit before I accept an invitation. The person has to have a purpose, and they have to have a reason. I have to see a passion behind what they're doing for me to be a part of what they're doing. If I see it's done for attention only, or they don't have a purpose, or they're just showboating, because I said, we can just easily showboat with some furs. That's nothing. So I'm like, if you want to showboat, girl, let's go, doll. But it's so much bigger than that, like Josephine was. It's so much bigger than that. So I just pick and choose. Like, sometimes you'll have a big name, and I have a lot of accusations of people I know, and I'll work with them. But there's also a lot of people that I know who started off like myself in training or whatever, and they have big names now. But I also look at them a certain way, because I'm like, it's amazing that you could go on Facebook and respond to this person that I know you didn't know for 10 years, but you've known me for 30, and you see the work that I do, and you haven't clicked like to one Skin Dance Company video, and the kids have been twirling, but you click like to this other little boy, and you barely know him. And I put together, I said, I know why, because he's popular, or you want to be in his conversation, so you go up on his wall and you click like. But you went to school and you trained with me, so it don't make no sense why you're not showing me no love over here, because I've only shown you love. So what I'm saying is that from Viola Davis to Robert Battle to all the big cheeses, I went to school with them. And what I'm saying is, these are wonderful people, and I love me some Viola. That's my sister. But at the end of the day, I never call them up or send them something, because I feel I've done the work. And just like they got there, I could get there too.
So my last question before we check to see if we have any questions, and also, ask my husband if he got any questions, because he always got some juicy ones back there, hidden without telling.
Yes, come on with
it. So I guess my last question is, what do you, wow. because I have a couple in my head, especially like triggering. Like I'm like, ooh, bang, 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 bang. What has it been like being such a passionate, artistic, engaging, and a people person? Okay, what has it been like handling COVID and for almost 2+ years, not being able to produce a physical play where you had this, you know, for those of you who haven't attended the show, the theaters be packed, they be sold out. So, to a sold out audience of whatever size, what has it done to you, just not just on a performance aspect, but also just as Tina, because this is ideally, this is the food for your soul. Ideally the check is amazing, but when the food for the soul hits that heart and hits mind, body, and soul, it affects you on so many levels. So what has that done to you, or has it affected you?
Well, I believe any logical or sane person has been infected by COVID. Those of us who are productive like yourself in today's society, we've all been affected. I believe that a lot of people are more affected emotionally than they are admitted. A lot of people were depressed. A lot of people have anxiety. They have trauma. They had domestic violence. Not to mention the financial hit that a lot of households took, because their income is performing. Their income is going in the street and selling food. The vendors took a hit. The entrepreneurs took a hit. So for me, if I didn't have the relationship with God and the strength that I always had to create, because during COVID, I was writing my musical. And because I was always so busy moving and dancing and rehearsing and running around, that I was writing in tangents. And so that finally gave me the time to sit down and talk with God and then ask him, is my life still just training people and performing? Because I'm getting worn out by just giving. And I asked God, I said, it has to be something in it for me. Because a lot of people see me on that stage, but they don't know that all these people up there, a lot of times, Leilani, I don't put a lot, well, back then, I didn't put a lot of attention in myself. I spent so much time correcting this girl's legs, or training this girl, or fixing her feet, or going over rehearsals and going over a section so many times that when it got to my section, thank goodness I'm blessed with facility and talent. I just was on stage probably after 2 rehearsals and I was just winging it. And a lot of people were like, wow, that was incredible. But I'm like, what if I had the time that I put these people and put it in myself? What would I get done? And lo and behold, he is answering me right now with magnificence. The team that I have now is allowing me to put time in myself, and they are just extraordinary.
So, Javi, you got any questions to ask Miss Tina back there? Because I know you got something back there. You too quiet. And he keeps, we keep talking, and then every now and then he has something to say, and he'll sit back there like, so do you have anything to say and ask Miss Tina?
Oh, no. I mean, I don't know what I can say or nothing like that, because I got to see a little tiny glimpse, a little sneak peek, at a rehearsal. I don't know if I can say anything. I can't. I just want to say this. I was lifted up off my chair, and it was amazing. Amazing. My hair was standing up, and wow, wow. I was like, I was like, I felt like I was seeing more than just off of the little bit that I was getting. I was in my visual, and
you could see it. You could see it. Yes.
I could
yes.
see it.
Yes. You know what I wanted to say too? Leilani knows the clips and the excerpt and the marketing reel that we have out. Sebastian knows that is far from the show. That is not even all right, because I'm there not giving them what the show is. Those numbers, thank you, Sebastian. Those dance numbers are hitting. I just let them see the simplicity and the elegance that we just want to give them a taste. But you know, the dolls are twirling and the kids need to get out. And I'm having auditions for more men and for more women dancers. So they could go to spindancecompany@gmail.com and send me an email, because trust me, a diva never depends on divas.
See, look at that.
So,
and mind you, jumped ahead. I was gonna be like, oh, I know you got auditions coming up. So she threw the first
she's
one.
She's right on time almost.
Yes,
That's actually
perfect. So she threw the first one up, right? So the second one I'm gonna ask is, do you have any upcoming productions where people can purchase tickets for?
Absolutely. They could go to www.symphonyspace.org and they can put in events, Josephine's Cotton, the review. And our tickets are up. June 25th is going to be a very big night. I don't want to release, that's our last night. I don't want to release too much, but there will be a celebrity guest in the house. And you don't want to miss that one. June the 18th, I also will have a special guest that is very well known in New York City, a woman of color like ourselves, of Latino descent, and we are working together and we're making it happen. I would love to see that more. Again, www.symphonyspace.org, Josephine's Cotton Review. And my final thing is, I really would like women of color to stop talking about it and being about it. They, you know, you could do podcasts and shows, and you could do balls, and you could do events, and you could do dance concerts that have pieces talking about unity until your hair falls out. But the main thing is you have to live what you're talking about. You have to live it. And that's one thing I take pride in. I'm far from perfect, Leilani, but I take pride in being someone who is not scared to live their truth. And my truth right now is, thank you for having me on your show, because I took out time, because you're definitely worth it. And anybody that you ask to be on this show should take it as an honor. I just wish that we would stop faking the funk for the camera, and behind the scenes actually give people more benefit of doubt. Because we all have things that we're going through, including myself. But you just have to, sometimes you have to just ask the person, can we sit down and have a conversation? Can we talk? Before you start running your mouth, you have to sit down with the person and have a talk. I think that you actually a real diva if you exclude all these people and just get straight to the person you need to tell something. Now, you really a diva. You really gangster with yours. I know I am. And I'm like, excuse me, we need to talk. This is how you get down with people. I've never been a person, even with my company, is what I have to say to you is very direct. And I just wish that we would get, after COVID, I think that we've talked all of this stuff, and then it's like the world has just bounced. It actually sometimes got worse. You know, we don't appreciate it. It's just weird, Leilani, how the world just regressed instead of went forward after COVID.
Yeah, it sucks. You know, it's so, you know, I started working in the medical field again, and the work that I do,
wow.
You know, I'm changing my language a little bit, you know, because I don't want, you know, the individuals, the patients that I service and support to feel triggered, right? But it warms my heart. I think it's the best phrase that I can use right now, to just be able to sit with you and talk, because there's certain things that you've shared just like right now that I'm just like, wow, because I feel those things, and I go through those things where it's just like, you know, it's frustrating at times to be in spaces with individuals and sit at tables with individuals that are all about, you know, and perfect example, you know, I was just on a call this weekend, not that the call was a negative call, but of the phone call was dealt with expressing everything that is wrong and that's not right, and like a small smidget was maybe like solution based, but it was only after, you know, some of us expressed how we just didn't feel like it was going in the direction that we were looking to go into. And it's funny, you know, it's great to sit and speak to you and hear that, you know, it's not just a one what do I want to say? It's not just one area of life. You know, it happens in
Right.
different. It happens in, you know, fitness. It happens in mental health. It happens, you
Yes.
know, in mental health. It happens in all facets of life, that it's so comforting to know that you're not alone. You
No,
know, we're
you're
not
not.
alone with these feelings and these things that we're experiencing, especially, you know, highlighting over what like COVID has caused us to have to experience, you know, but
Yes.
also the lessons that we've been able to learn throughout COVID, you know, have been amazing. So the last thing I want to ask you, we have like 5 minutes left, so I just want to ask you really quick. I know you've given some great messages and words. Do you have any final words that you want to share with our viewers and anybody that will be tuning in later that didn't get a chance to, but that got it shared to them?
Well, I want to just say to you, like how I observed, if there's an echo, because I see comments on the side, whatever. This is what I wanted to say to you. When I first started my podcast and went through things, we had echoes. Sometimes we had reception problems, all types of things. And I appreciate the people that tune into the shows, because those people show support and love for you no matter what. And I think that's what I want to conclude with, because that was on my mind, is that never despise small beginnings. Never despise small beginnings, meaning nothing is small to me, because I'm going to end on a big note. So a lot of people I find, Leilani, they are ashamed of their past. They don't like people to see them from where they started. I think that's what I've always had a battle with over the years. That a lot of even friends of mine, they started and now they're here seemingly, and it's like they don't want people to know how they started. And for me, that's not a purpose. Every time I teach, even where I'm at right now as an educator and a producer, I always tell my students, this is where I started, at a small little dance class in East New York. And I hardly had any training until Alvin Ailey took me in, Dance Did of Harlem, Martha Graham, Juilliard, all of that other stuff. But I had nothing until I met this teacher in Ladaka, and he took me and he trained me and he believed in me. And I will never get tired of telling that story. And I think that's the problem, is that they run from because part of your past, Leilani, is who you really are, and it's helping people see where you're going to go and why you chose the path that you chose. So my ending note is that be yourself. There can never be another you.
Absolutely. So once again, we're gonna switch off, but please don't go nowhere. But thank you again. We're just gonna switch off camera.
Yes.
But thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you for everything that you've given to our viewers. And, you know, before we go off camera or swap cameras, I just wanted to let you know, and I'm going to be letting the viewers know some good stuff. So don't go nowhere so that you can get the information as well. So, babe, you ready to swap camera? All right. So I told y'all we had some stuff that, you know, with the ink not dry, and I didn't share it in the beginning, but I'm gonna share it now after I let you guys know everything we're catching up on. So we have the walk on May 14th. We have the Just Lay challenge, which means when you see Just Lay's posters on the subways and you seeing all this slaying going on, I want you to take some selfies, right? And send them into Sofa Chat 02. That's SOFA CHAT 02 at gmail.com. All right. Now, y'all ready for the really good stuff? On July 24th will be the last day. Wait, not yet. Will be the last day of Sofa Chat Season 2. We will be taking about a couple of weeks off just to, you know, take a little break, right? But if you would like to be a guest on Sofa Chat in our studio audience as a live in-studio audience member, You need to send us some emails because we will be live in a theater with the capacity to have live in studio audience. Holy crap. It's a little mouthful. We're so excited. We got to definitely thank the theater company that is providing us with the space, and allowing us to definitely bring Sofa Chat within their space and continue to potentially have more of those, right? But we're at our 7 o'clock mark. So I want to let you know, thank you for tuning in. I hope I haven't missed anything, babe. Have I missed anything besides, letting them know about next week? Did I miss anything?
No, no, no.
Okay,
no.
so we're gonna let you guys off in sharing a screen. For next week's show, we have mental health is our topic for the show, and we have Dr. Eunice Aviles Ferrer. Oh, I hope y'all guys ready because she is gonna definitely educate you guys and open you guys up to a lot of different information. So definitely tune in. Have a great week, y'all. And if ain't nobody tell you they love you, look at the mirror and tell yourself you are beautiful, you are fabulous, you are deserving. Have a great week, y'all. Good night.